Okay, this release is a pack of 48 stages from the Darkstalkers series. It's not a complete set of Darkstalkers stages, mainly because I'm not including the ones found on Phantom of the Server's website. Phantom of the Server already made Ikemen preview images, which is mainly what this pack is for. But I've also included some other fixes as well to troubleshoot some issues in the stages. So there is quite a lot of fixes, which I'll go over. You'll have to be patient with me a bit to actually get to all of them, because 48 is a lot. I'll go through the stages one by one and talk about what I've done, if anything. So we got this Darkstalker stage here. Now, you see how these pillars in the background are moving on a delta? Now, on its sister stage, those didn't have any delta movement on them, so they're just kind of rooted to the back wall. So I went in here and I edited them so they move a little bit more. So that has a little bit better of a movement effect on this one. Okay, so this Japan stage, there's snow that's further into the background, but it was copy and pasted over itself, so it was more like a rectangle was falling in the background. I took out the extra snow that was overlapped on top of itself, so now it looks nicer. This stage had the exact same problem, so I took out the extra snow that was overlapped on itself. So there's only one row of snowflakes falling in the back now. It looks nicer. Okay, this stage had the unfortunate transparency on the top of this balcony edge. They had these little holes in the top. Now that was probably fine and accurate enough, but there was nothing behind them, so it was showing off pure black, exposed void, instead of these objects that are behind the rooftop. So I plugged all the holes, and it looks much nicer with the holes plugged, and you would never know they were missing in the first place. This one had the exact same problem. I plugged all the little holes to hide exposed void. Okay, this one had this chain, and it was blocking the life bars up here. I made it transparent without color loss. This stage had the exact same issue. I fixed the chain so it's no longer blocking the life bars. Now this light pole I've also made transparent. My life bars are pretty thin, but this would be blocking the life bars if you have bigger, fatter life bars, so I made it transparent. This stage had the exact same issue, so I made it transparent. Okay, so this statue that you see behind this orb over here, it had a bunch of rectangles cut out of it. So I re-sprited it so it has a more natural endpoint and doesn't have a bunch of rectangles cut out of it, if you're paying extra attention to it. The source game does have that error, it just doesn't look very nice, so I fixed it. Same deal with this one, the statue, I patched all his rectangular cutout holes. Okay, I'm including this custom palette, Hellstorm. It's mainly the same thing, but with a custom palette. This shadow effect under this pillar, or this moon pillar, it was running pretty slow, so it was flashing the shadow. It didn't look very nice. So I sped up the frequency to have more of a transparent shadow effect since the last time I released this. This is another custom version of the stage with a different sky background. There was a whole bunch of issues like sliding floor and clipped off art on the right side. So I did all that, and I fixed a bunch of other stuff. I think I fixed some spriting issues with the stairs. It's been a while. And yet one more alternate palette. Same deal. Like there was probably like a sliding floor and clipped off art, and the shadow was like sped way down on its flickering, so it didn't look right. I didn't do anything to this one. It's pretty much stands as is. Same deal. This one's basically untouched by me outside of the preview image. I don't think I added anything to this one. Same deal. I didn't touch it. Now, the odd thing about this Germany stage or Victor stage is its alternate palette looks really close. Like, you almost wouldn't know they were different palettes. The main difference is the sky's like this reddish shade, and when the like stage lights up after a bit, like the floor is kind of a different shade. But otherwise, they're both two blue versions of the stage. Yeah, like this one's a pure checkerboard or chessboard, and the other one is kind of like got some like pale peaches in there, and maybe some like dark blues. Okay, all these like stalactites at the top of the screen were like incredibly blocking the life bars, so I made them like transparent, so they're like you can see the life bar still. Oh, and one of these, like, the art was clipped off over here on the right end, so I, like, trimmed the stage a little to hide the clipped off art. Same deal with this one. The stalactites were, like, really blocking the life bars before I made them transparent. Here's another alternate palette, Deserted Chateau. This one doesn't have the pillars, but it is a unique palette, so I'm including it. Didn't do anything to this one. Or this one. Didn't do anything to this one either. Didn't do anything to this one either. This one also is untouched. I think this might be a custom palette, I'm not sure. Either way, it's untouched. And I think this one might be compressed horizontally, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Either way, it's untouched. I included this one even though Phantom of the Server probably has a better version, just for the sake of including every stage by Jin Kazama, since most of this stages in this pack are by him. Now, Phantom of the Server made a blue Vanity Paradise, but he didn't adapt this yellow version, so I'm including this yellow version in the pack. There was clipped off art at one end, and if you jumped, like you could see a ton of exposed void above the stage. I trimmed off the clipped off art and the top exposed void at the top of the stage. Left this one alone. Now, this is a super jump edit, but I didn't feel it was too egregious by adding too much new art. So I kept this one instead of like the non-super jump version that I usually keep. Okay, you see this plant over here on the left end? So on the next stage, for whatever reason, this plant had the top of it clipped off. So I took the asset from the other version of the stage and like swapped it with the palette from this stage and fixed the art. So this one has been repaired. Also, the camera and starting positions were like super messed up in this stage. So I fixed those as well. There's a mouse over here. I repositioned this mouse because like he was like going behind this art asset in the center of the stage, and it didn't look right. So I moved him so he wouldn't like conflict with it, just by moving him probably about like 15 more pixels to the right, so it looks nicer to that extent. I didn't do anything to this one either. This one's pretty impressive, so I didn't need any work from me. I was using a zoom version of this for a while, but it was full of errors, so I went back to the standard version. Didn't do anything to this one. This is another one that I had like a zoom version of, but when I realized it was just mirrored art at the top, I got rid of it. I pretty much hate mirrored art. This is the training stage. It's basically just a purple fade. Okay, so this Chaos Tower stage is from the Darkstalkers on the PSP. The only thing I've done to this one is these pillars in the foreground were moving to like make the stage look more dynamic. However, they were revealing that they were just an extra copy of the pillars behind them. And so that it looks much better with them locked in place than revealing like a dummy copy behind them. Okay, this is a super jump edit. I believe that like it was pulling like not far enough to the left and right so you could see exposed void on the sides. Oh, any stage with like zoom in this collection, I've improved the zoom coding, so like when you jump it zooms out. Pretty much every one of them was missing that. Yeah, another one where I've improved the zoom coding. I had to trim off the like sides of this one a little bit because it was revealing mirrored art on the side of this waterfall in the back. And as I said, I hate mirrored art, so I like hit it so you can't see the mirrored art. And finally, this is a super jump zoom version of John Talbane's Darkstalker stage. I've made this light pole transparent again, and I've improved the zoom coding. And that's all 48. I hope you find some stages you enjoy in this pack.